Good morning. My name is Marcus Solar. This morning we're presenting a Retirement Analyzer, our retirement income planning software tool that our top advisors use when helping their clients plan for their financial future. This morning we have the privilege of having Brooke Thomas and Steve Goldstein on with us this morning, both founders of the software itself. What we're going to do is go through some of the information on insurance agency marketing as we get started this morning, some of the value add we bring to the table to help our producers achieve the next level of success in their business. And then we're going to go ahead and get into Retirement Analyzer, the software. The reason why we're all on the webinar this morning, because we have quite a bit of information to cover. The nice thing and one of the biggest benefits of the software itself is it is very product neutral. It is a way for you to uncover the needs of your clients, both from an annuity, life, and long-term care standpoint, and address each one of those needs as they come across the table. The other benefit is Brooke and Steve have both been advisors on the same side of the table that you're on right now. So they have experience from helping clients plan for their financial future to developing this software, creating the software and evolving the software moving forward to help your clients achieve their goals as they get into their golden years. So again, thank you for joining us this morning. We will be recording this webinar. So if you do get pulled away for a client phone call or a client stopping in the office, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to get you out a copy of the webinar so you can watch it at your own convenience. So let's go ahead and get started this morning. In insurance agency marketing services, we do have what we call business builders, a way for you to increase your capital. Whether you have marketing reimbursement, we pay $100 in marketing reimbursement for $100,000 in fixed index annuity premium or single premium life premium through the door, or referred. Yes.
Marcus, I apologize for interrupting you, but I am not seeing your screen.
Really? You see it now?
I do now.
No.
Thank you.
All right. We do have marketing reimbursement that we pay for either $100,000 in single premium life premium, or the annuity fixed index annuity premium, or the referral producer premium as well. If you refer a producer to us, let's say you have 3 producers that produce $1 million, you get 20 basis points per year. That's $6,000 a year in reimbursement. My advisors actually use that for marketing reimbursement, so they don't have to pay for their marketing dollars out of pocket. We do have the new producer builders as well. It is a way for us to say thank you and welcome aboard when you come on board with insurance agency marketing services. We have anything from $100,000 all the way up to $1 million. This is good for the first 6 months while you're on board with insurance agency marketing services. You can choose anything from an iPad, 1,500 piece postcard mailing to keep your prospecting pipeline full, $750 in cash back, all the way to preset appointments, 8 to 10 of them, to keep your pipeline full, or do 3 video or consumer-facing brochures, custom articles, or advertising campaign. So no matter where you are in your marketplace, we can help you achieve that next level by helping you and saying thank you for joining insurance agency marketing services. We do have some of the best back office support that saves you time and money. We try to take this off the table for you. We want you to work smarter, not harder. We want you to stay in front of clients and prospects alike. We scrub applications. Amber Williams and her team does a wonderful job of staying up on your casework with the carriers to make sure it's processed in a timely manner. We have top sales expertise and coaching with our business development directors. We have some of the best life and annuity experts in the marketplace today. So please leverage them during business hours. They're here to help you on all aspects of the business. We do offer Firelight, which is a way for you to submit applications on an electronic basis. Again, a way to run your business a little bit smoother. We do offer several different carriers on the platform currently. All the carriers that are available are on the left side. We are looking at adding all the carriers on the right side here in the up and coming months as well. Again, through Firelight, it is a way for you to submit applications without error, and we find that it's processed typically in a 30 to 40% quicker standard. We do have one of the best creative marketing solutions as well. Jacob Tedlock and Sean Crawford run this area here at Insurance Agency Marketing out of Omaha. They offer some of the best turnkey solutions, agency solutions, and digital solutions as well. As I stated before, no matter where you are in your practice, whether you're just getting into the business and you need letterhead, stationery, envelopes, business cards, they can help you out with that. Or if you've been in the business for 20 plus years and you're looking at doing something more customized from a branding standpoint or rebranding standpoint, digital advertising or customized commercials, we can help you out from that standpoint as well. Please contact them directly at 800-255-5055. We do have the IAMS digital website assisting you 24/7, especially at nights and weekends. We have forms online, we have quoting software, we have rates, current annuity grid, and current annuity news out there as well. We do have the sales resource library, which has plenty of tools out there, sales resource library as well, for you to access different sales ideas to help you keep your pipeline full as well. Again, I would invite you to spend some time, go out to www.imsinc.com and take a look around. For our advisors, we also offer discounted E&O insurance as part of the website as well. We have brought on IAMS Wealth Management. It is a choice for our financial advisors. It does help deepen the relationship, create more revenue, and keep the client retention. You are not leaving assets on the table. So if you are considering taking a look at getting your 65, please contact IAMS Wealth Management, Charles, Mike, or Joan. You can reach them here at the office at 800-255-5055. They'd be more than happy to answer any questions for you with regards to any of those security-based questions you may have. We do have our industry recognized Life and Annuity Academy coming up. This is a 2-day producer training, which is going to be held May 6th through the 8th. It's going to be held in conjunction with Athene. It's going to be an all expense paid trip. We are paying for airfare, hotel, all the training. We are going to be bringing in 4 of our top producers. Not only are they going to be sharing with the individuals in the room what they do to keep their pipelines full of prospects to see, their sales strategies, their sales process, indexed annuities unraveled. They're going to be talking about what they do from a life case marketing standpoint, what's working for them, what's not working for them. We're going to be sharing wealth transfer tools, sales topics. We're going to be talking about retirement analyzer at the event as well. Again, that's going to be May 6th through the 8th, held in conjunction with Athene in Des Moines, Iowa. So please give us a call for more information around that event. We are offering the Baja Oasis. It is our Athene trip, or in conjunction with Athene. It's going to be our marketing summit, August 26th through the 29th in 2020. The qualification period for that is going to be July 1, 2019 through June 30th of 2020. Please give our office a call for that trip. It's going to be down in beautiful Mexico. The dollars for that trip are also going to qualify you for our marketing trip or our top producer trip. Qualification for that is going to be July 1, 2019 through December 31st of 2020. That is going to be in Mexico as well. That's going to be held March 7th through the 11th, 2021. So every dollar that qualifies you for your theme trip will also qualify you for this trip as well. So you qualify for 2 separate trips for $1. So unique situation here at Insurance Agency Marketing. Great opportunity for you to qualify for both trips. This trip here, you need 3.5 million to qualify for this trip here. And if you want to extend your trip, 6.5 million will qualify you for a second week for the shores of the Serenity, March 11th through the 14th. So at this point in time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it over to Steve and Brooke. Again, it's a privilege for us to have them on board with us this morning. Certainly do appreciate you joining us this morning. Again, they have great experience in the field, working with clients just like you and I have in the past. They bring that experience to the table. They are forever working with the software, improving the software to make it more user-friendly, client-friendly. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to them at this point in time.
Okay, Marcus, thank you. I'll just wait to show my screen when I can.
Give me just a second.
Okay, and let me know if you can see it, Marcus. Can you see that?
Yep, got it.
All right, perfect. Thanks, and thanks, guys. And I got to echo what Marcus was saying about those Athena events because we've spoken at a number of them, and they're really good. I think Marcus, it's a day and a half. You said, is that correct? Or
Yeah, that's correct. Yep. They come in on a Wednesday afternoon. They're here Wednesday night, all day Thursday, Friday till noon, and then they fly out typically Friday early afternoon, and typically they're home by dinner time on Friday.
Yeah, guys, I'll tell you, being part of that was great, and a lot of good presenters, and I think you get a lot out of it. It's really time well spent. So today we're going to talk about a retirement analyzer. All right. Now, I don't know, we have a number of people on the call. Numbers are good here. There's a lot of people on the phone call, and you guys might be of differing levels of experience in the software. So what we're going to do today is we'll do a quick run through it, right? And I'm not going to go through a lot of the keystrokes, but we'll show you what the software can do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to show you one of our new prospecting tools using the software, and then our new client portal that we just pushed out. Both of those two functionalities have pushed out probably about a week ago. Okay, and then we'll show you everything you can do with the software, and we'll run through it. But I think before we start, I'm here with my partner, Brooke Thomas. Brooke's going to talk a little bit about the training and support that you get, because if you are contemplating a move to a different program, it's not that easy, is it? So what we're here to do is hold your hand and help you through it, because we have some people that are experts in the software. They work with it every day, like Marcus was saying, and we'll go through our programs now. So Brooke, you want to run through that if you don't mind?
I'm going to interject here for just a second, Brooke, before you get started. If anyone has any questions, as we're going to cover a bunch of information here, probably in the next 30 to 45 minutes. If you have a question as we go, please feel free to type that down in the corner. We will try to address those as we go through. So go ahead and type them there, and we'll address those as we go. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Great. Yeah, no problem. So welcome, everyone. Thanks for taking time. Now, just quickly, a lot of people, like Steve said, the process, if you've been using a software platform, the process of moving over to a new one, we realize that can be a huge task to take on. So from a training side of it, though, we try to make that transition as easy for you as possible. We have all sorts of training, and I think this is a huge differentiator for us as a company when you look at other software companies out there. I mean, Steve and I own the company. If you have suggestions and feedback, we want to hear about it. And we tend to, if we hear something enough times, we tend to build it into the program, and you'll see it very quickly. So very different structure than a lot of other programs. Now, we have a live training every single day, Monday through Thursday. We call it our Power Hour. So every day at 10 a.m. Central, there is a training at Retirement Analyzer. Fridays, we call it Success in 60. That class in particular is where we want to hear feedback from you all. Sector sessions we do every single month, so it's the second Tuesday of each month, and we'll do a drill down into a specific part of the program. Those are typically a 45-minute session. You're invited to all of these free of charge. They're part of your package there with IAMS. Admin University is something we do twice a year. So if you have admin staff that's doing the keying in of plans for you, this is a great class to send them to. It's a one-time charge of $299. The class goes for an entire month, so it's 8 one-hour sessions, and it will go over all sorts of case design. Really, really good content in that class. We also have a virtual track training. We do those once every quarter, and here's the structure. We typically do a virtual track training, and then we follow right behind that with a live boot camp. So Chicago's our next live event coming up. You can see the VTT is going to run in April, and then boom, we slide right into Chicago right there in May. Now, the virtual track training, just like the Admin University, is a full month-long course. So that one actually goes twice a week for an hour and a half per session. So lots of good content there, just like with the Admin U. You can see, too, we have Philadelphia and Atlanta. All of those live boot camps are a $299 charge. You're responsible for your own travel accommodations. The one thing, though, if you pay for a live boot camp, you're going to get entrance into the virtual training classes free of charge. Okay, so we just really want to make sure from an education side of things that you guys know what's going on. We do make a lot of updates in the program, so we really want to ensure you're up to speed on all of that. Okay, anything else to add there, Steve?
Well, there's a couple other things. Okay, so the business changes, right? We got the Secure Act coming out this year, and we had our updates in the software on December 31st of 19. Okay, so we keep you updated, and just like what Brooke's saying a little bit here, you have to pay attention to what's going on in the software, because a lot of times when we go out in these boot camps, right, people are saying, well, I didn't know it did that, and I didn't know it did that, it's almost like a continuing education type deal. Okay, so we're working hard here, and we don't really do too much in the building our client base anymore, because we don't have the time. We're maintaining it now, but we don't have the time to build it because we have all of our attention focused on this program. Okay, so with that, right, you get continuous updates, and the power. Well, you like the power of zero concept? Well, we have some stuff we can show you there that's going to show you how to sort of get that into play. And a lot of it's automated. So as things change, and they will, I promise you that, right? That's one thing we can guarantee is change will happen. This software is going to change, and you have to change. Okay, but one thing we'll do here is we'll give you what we call the subconscious swag, and what I mean by that is when you go into an appointment and you have access to this software, and you know that you can answer any possible client question, anything that's thrown at you, with a couple of keystrokes, you're feeling darn good about yourself, and you're the advisor, right? The advisor is supposed to have answers, and you'll have answers real time, and that's really the strength of the program. Okay, so we'll just talk a little bit about some of the upgrades we have, and then we'll jump into a case, and we'll run through some things. We'll try to keep it within a half hour or so, Marcus.
Yeah, we'll keep this pretty high level. So let's just talk really quickly. In addition to the base package, if you're giving IAMS production, they're going to foot the bill for you on the base package. You can talk to Marcus about that. The key there, guys, give them production. We appreciate that, being that they are paying for the software for you. Now, in addition to that, though, there's all sorts of upgrades you guys can take advantage of if you want to. By no means do you have to. Software branding, if you want a skin retirement analyzer to be completely consistent with your brand and your company colors, you can do that. It's a fee of $15 a month. We have all sorts of advisor videos and things you can embed on your website. There are a one-time charge for $99 for the advisor video. Bootcamp training, VT, and Admin U, we already discussed. One-time fee of $299. There are crossover and discounts available for you there. Morningstar, so if you want automatic account updates on retirement assets, this Morningstar integration will allow you to do just that. So whether it's managed money or annuities, things of that nature, it will update all of those. There is a fee of $60 per month for that integration. Now, the 9 to Know and the Client Portal, those are brand new things we've just launched in Retirement Analyzer. They're each $25 a month, and we'll show you a demo of those here today. But again, you can use these if you want them. If you don't want them, you don't have to use them. Okay. Let's jump in and take a quick peek. So Lots of things. The big thing on the news and talk page that I want you to be aware of is our Thomas Gold Talk. This is really a feed, a live feed, so you can post questions after hours on the weekends if you need assistance. We're here to help you. That's really, I think, where we shine is the customer service. We will get back to you. Okay? Now, very quickly, let's jump to the locker. The locker houses a lot of surrounding material. You can see under the left-hand door, there's all sorts of recorded training in here. So those sector sessions I mentioned, they're right there, all of the recordings. We also have case studies. I love this section. Steve and I took all of the big topics we faced with our own clients, broke it down, showed you not only how we would build the file, but how we would set up the sales process, what we would print out, etc. So take a look at those. Lots of good stuff. Now, when it comes to forms, let's jump to the middle door really quickly. There's all sorts of appointment forms. So if you're not comfortable with the software at first and you want a paper form, there's starter packs, there's client data forms, there's sample printouts, just tons of good content in here. One of my favorites too, let's look at the fact packs. So these are just informational pieces, and you guys can print these out. I laminate them. I have them in my briefcase because they're good pieces to be able to pull out right in an appointment. I use a little dry erase marker. I can circle certain things that I'm trying to point out to a client, etc. Works very well. Lots of different topics there too. All of this material is compliance approved as well, so no issues there. Okay, e-decks. Steve, you want to take that one?
Yeah, so guys, we come out with what we call e-decks. They're electronic PowerPoint decks, and you could see them, right? And they're no more than 40 or 45 slides long, and it's really basic. We brand them to you, okay? And we try to get 3 points across in every e-deck program, okay? And then basically what we're talking about in this one, this is just a general financial planning presentation where we're talking about basically your lifetime, you know, your lifestyle today, how to protect it, and then how to pass it. Okay, and you can see these things scrolling here. This is the Financial Essentials e-deck. We just came out with a new tax e-deck on how to save money, you know, how to keep your taxable income federally low, how to avoid paying tax on your Social Security benefit, and then how to be in that first tier when it comes to Medicare Parts B and D. Okay, and that's the tax program. So we try to come out with 1 or 2 of these every year. And they're updated every year with new numbers. They're colorful, right? Easy to explain, and they all come with speaking notes. Okay, so we write the whole presentation out for you. And the first one's $3.99. I hate even talking prices, but $3.99 for the first, and $2.99 for the second, and then $1.99 for the third. And we charge you a couple of $100 each year to update everything. Okay, but basically they're written real easy to understand. Clients get it. You can practice with us a little bit if you want to on the presentation part of it. We've done a lot of presentations before, and we know how to talk simple when it comes to financial concepts. Okay, that's our e-deck program. There's 2 of them now. By the end of the year, you'll probably have the 3rd one on max funded life. We might do one on Roth conversions and why they make so much sense and that kind of deal. Okay, they're e-decks.
I got a couple questions come up, Steve, on do you guys have an example of a customized site that you've done for an advisor?
For the software, like Marcus, or for the e-deck?
Yeah, for the branding, yeah.
For the software?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, I do. Just you know what, I don't know if I'm happy with the one that I'm going to pull up. Brooke, can you send me over a picture of one of them or whatever in Skype or whatever, and I can pull this up?
Yep, give me just a few minutes and I'll get you a sample.
Okay, because I mean I could show you one. I mean you can go crazy colors if you want. Here, hang on 1 second. I'll just do this. Just give me 1 sec.
And somebody asked a question about CE credits. Do they get any type of CE credit for your training courses if they go to your training classes?
We don't have that available right now. No, we're not approved CE right now. But here, let me just, this is something that's a little bit different than what you see. See, now that's different than the retirement analyzer colors right there. Okay, but they colorize it. There's their logo. They actually changed the name of the software. They have the name of the company, right? You could have your phone number up here. But that's how it looks though. So you're kind of skinning everything versus something that looks like this here. Hold on. And I'll go back and it'll be something that looks like, I have to just, let me go back here. Give me 1 sec. And all right, hold on one second. I'll just show you. Versus this blue here. Now this is the retirement analyzer blue right here, and you'll see something that looks like this. So they'll take this and make it into that red that I just showed you. So this is our logo, our name, our contact phone number, right? And this is our prospects. So basically the colors will change here a little bit. You know, it's up to you. You know, your logo will change. It looks it gives it a good proprietary feel.
One thing too, if you guys have a website, we typically can pull all of the information directly off of your website. So very easy for us to do that.
Okay. All right, so that's the locker, right? I mean, there's all kinds of things in the locker, and we are going electronic. We'll show you a couple things here on how you can send out the monthly expense plan electronically and have the file opened up by the client with your branding on it, right? They fill out the monthly expense plan, they send it back to you, and you can populate it into the software automatically. So those forms are great and everything right here, the appointment forms, but let's face it, right? We're in 2020 now. Okay, and then you're going to be able to do a lot of this electronically. Okay, with the opening of the client portal, which we'll show you, you can do a lot of work in there with the client where they can actually go in and provide you necessary information and things like that. Okay, so we'll run through the program really quick here, and then what we'll do is we'll show you all the features, if that's okay.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Perfect. Let's jump in, and I'm just going to keep this really high level, guys and gals, so you guys can.
Brooke, you know what? Let's go back here and let's talk about this here if we could. I'm sorry, I jumped. Go ahead.
As far as the different client lists?
Yep.
Okay. So you have a main client list. You also have a prospecting list. We'll show you, in fact, let's just look at this now. So we'll show you the 9 to know. This is something you guys can use as a prospecting tool, okay? This link that we provide you is specific to you. You can embed it on your website. If you're doing a workshop and you want to email out the link or something, you can do that as well. You want to just run through this really quickly, Steve?
Well, let's do that after we're done, okay? I want to show them. I have it all set up to show them, but basically, we'll talk about it if that's okay.
Okay.
Right.
Those new clients are obviously going to filter into your prospecting list. We also have an archive section, so if you have a client you're no longer working with, they passed away, something of that nature, you can pop them right here in the archives. If you're working with another advisor that is also using Retirement Analyzer, we have workstation solutions. You guys can work in groups or you can share clients back and forth. A lot of functionality for admin staff as well. So if they're trying to manage multiple advisors, they can do that all out of one login. Very, very streamlined and easy for them to use. Let's jump back to our main client list. We'll go into this brown file. What you're going to notice is we have 3 input tabs, 3 output tabs, and then 3 solutions tabs. So tab 1 is all about income. You can build in employment income if they're still working. If they're retired, not a problem. You just check the box and it'll adjust several things throughout the application. We also have a Social Security section. Note that our program can handle all types of Social Security, whether it's a primary benefit like what we're showing in this example, or if they were able to file and suspend or something of that nature, it can handle all of them. You can see on the drop down there lots of options. Pensions you can include right there in the bottom section as well. Let's jump to tab 2. Tab 2 is where we look at assets. So we can handle everything from managed money to just straight equity indexed annuities that are being used for growth, checking accounts. You can see all the different types of tax classifications there. Now, additional assets, that's where you can account for things like home values, maybe cash value in an IUL, things of that nature. And then we have a SPIA and a guaranteed income benefits section as well. We'll show you an example of that here in a moment. Down below, we have 2 pie charts. This is where we really start looking at the risk component. So the left-hand side, we're saying, you know what, here's your current risk situation, and we're going to compare that to the right-hand side where we're looking at their desired allocation. That can be a tricky one for a client to arrive at the answer. So we have risk assessment questionnaires. We actually have an integration with Riskalyze as well. If you're using that program, you can flip and see the Riskalyze pie charts here. So lots of risk stuff as well. Now, right-hand side too, look at that bottom field that says minimum retirement funds of $40,000. So this is what the client really always wants on reserve. It's amazing the kind of things you can learn from asking that question. Are they worried about leaving money to their children? You know, is there a panic number? A lot of clients have a panic number. They always have to have a certain amount in their checking account. So those are the type of things that we need to know when planning for them. And this number will trickle into other parts of the software I'll show you here in a moment. Let's go to tab 3. Tab 3 is where we start to tackle expenses. If you want to run a clumped number in our software, you can. I wouldn't recommend it, but you can do it. $8,000 a month clumped, you can see right here. But if you want to take the time to at the very least, include the mortgage, you can in our program be able to show the mortgage principal and interest and show that that's not being affected by inflation. You can see the 0% inflation right there, and attaching an end date to it. That's huge for clients. And when you're looking at their retirement funds lasting all the way to age 100, this right here can really, really affect where a red line might potentially hit. Okay, so this is totally customizable. You can create budget templates specific to yourself and the way that you prefer to do a budget, and you can actually set that up one time, and in the software, it'll open every time specifically to you. Okay, so lots of flexibility like that. Let's go ahead and close up this budget. We have a liabilities section, and then we have a future cash flow section. I always say to advisors, the future cash flow section can handle anything, whether they want to do college planning, rental properties, go shopping, vacations. It can be handled right here in this area. Okay, the good news is at this point, we're done with data entry. Now, the first few files you build, probably 20, 30 minutes, you know, an hour, depending on how tech savvy you are. Because the big thing, though, that we hear from our users is once you're comfortable with the program, you're building cases in 20 to 30 minutes. It's not, you know, hours and hours of data entry. I mean, it looks like you did that, but it's very, very, as far as ease of use and workflow, it's very user-friendly. Okay. Now, tab 6 is going to be your primary output tab. So after we've done the data entry, I always go to tab 6. I want to see what does this client's current situation look like. Now, in this example, we talked about the $40,000 that they always wanted on reserve, and we can see right here at age 84, they drop below the $40,000. And then the red line appears at age 85. So this is an indicator what they're doing is not going to work, and it had them be able to maintain their lifestyle throughout age 100. So we as advisors are going to go back and say, you know what? What if we had to tweak a few things? We call this balancing in our software, and we call it step 2. So you're going to create a spin-off file, and Steve will show you how to create balance.
Okay, guys, and so, you know, you can look at other programs, and we're not going to talk bad about other programs or whatever, but I mean, we're just going to, we throw it all out here. Okay, you want to know how the client's financial life looks throughout the rest of their time in retirement? It's here. Now, you might think this is a lot of numbers, but if you can explain this the right way with these mouse overs, like if they say, hey, look, you know what? In 2026, at the end of the year, what do I have left? 890,000. What makes that up? Put your mouse over it. It tells you. Okay, there's $323,761 left in your 401k at the bottom there. You can see it. See the other accounts? So you can show this. Now just imagine how powerful this is, right? This isn't about sales anymore. It's about educating. And then they gravitate towards you because you know you give them answers. And you show them a plan that they can understand. And that's really the whole deal here, right? I mean, we've seen other programs, trust me, we look at them all. And they're all compartmentalized, right? And it's not real easy the flow is missing. Well, here it is. We're on tab number 6, and we call this Utopia. And Utopia for Gary and Jenna Brown doesn't look real good right now, does it? Because they're out of money if they happen to live past 85. So here's what we train to do. We train to try to take Utopia and make it look as good as possible. So Utopia meaning that they both live to age 100 and nothing bad happens. So there's no premature death. There's no facility care costs. There's no adverse market movement. There's none. So if you make it to age 100 and everything goes to plan, we got to make sure that you're looking pretty darn good, because when the bad stuff does start happening, this gets worse. Okay, so here's what we would train you to do, and this is how you do it in the software. We go to our reports and print page, and basically these two match. So don't pay any attention to this one on the right here, but they're the same. So let's just say that the client looked like this when you initially sat down with them. That means they're out of money at age 85. Okay, and you go through some solutions, and it could be anything. This is where you really bond with the client, because you're working together. You're gonna suggest something. They're gonna say, no, I can't do that. You're gonna suggest, okay, could you work 3 years longer? Yes or no? Okay, maybe we'll try that. Or what if we started Social Security at age 70 instead of 65? All right, well, let's see what that looks like. Or you know what? We just did such a great job on your monthly expense plan, and it seems like you have about $1,500 left every month that we don't know where's it going. So let's look at it, and maybe we can fund your Roths just while you're working and you have income. And if you're able to do that, right, look at the difference between the two. Now you can do this in our software. I can show you the keystrokes, but we're not going to do that today. We're just going to show you what you can do. Okay, now how powerful would this be? This was the same as this one, but then we made these 3 changes, and now it looks different. Okay, and you know, you're an advisor now, aren't you? Is there any product in here? There's nothing. But you've actually made the situation, and then make no mistake about it, we're talking 16 years later and a couple of $100,000 better. And then let's take the next step. Okay, so now you did this, right? And it's looking pretty good. And then we add a product to enhance it. So basically, let's do this, and I want to make sure I'm not doing a tongue twister. You know, this is not a tongue twister. I copy this into this. I make these changes, and it looks this much better. I copy this into this. I make these changes, and it looks this much better. Not good, better, best. It doesn't always look that way. Here's the question. What if I add the product and this goes to 190,000 down here? Then you know what I do, guys? I don't add the product. Why did you make that sale? Because it made the situation look $300,000 better. This is why when this fiduciary rule stuff came out or whatever, we weren't overly worried about this, because this has been our process for 10 plus years. Okay, so if you're interested in being able to provide this kind of clarity to a client, along with being able to answer any question they could have along the way, even after you decide on this scenario and they make the move, you got to do an annual review, but you'll have the answers with a couple of tweaks of the software. And so when you sit down and let's just say that they look like this in February of 2020, they look like this, you're going to copy this one, move the date to 2021 February, and make the changes. Update the account values, change the monthly expense plan if there's changes, and then you'll come out with a new number. But you'll save this one from 2020 because this 2020 scenario has all of the tax law in it, okay? And if it changes in 2021, it changes. You'll have it in 2021. So you're able to keep all of this in an archive right here. So we have this archive, right, that can hold any scenario that you have. You can run, right? You can see all the different dates, right? The date that they were archived, last updated, they're all here. You can keep them just in case you need them. There's a statement section that you can actually upload any statements you want. There's a printout section. Anytime you print something out for the client, it saves with the date that you printed it. Now, we're coming out with CRM functionality probably toward the end of the first half of this year. Now, you can start to see that you're able to do a lot of this stuff now. Okay, so we want to protect you here. So basically, what the whole program does is it gives you the ability to be the advisor, and it makes you feel comfortable in the appointment, and you can design anything you want to design. I think Brooke might have said it. I don't know if she did or not. You make it as simple as you want, or as detailed as you want. And Marcus can take some questions here. Throw out at us just mention the most complicated case you ever had, and we'll tell you if the software can handle it. And we'll work with you in the software to handle it. You want to do charitable giving? We can do charitable giving. You want to do Roth conversions? We can do that. Max funded life policies? We got it. Anything. How to handle younger clients? We have it. Somebody's married, one spouse dies, you go to single. It's a flick of a button. So this is what we provide you, okay? And really, it's an explainable plan that clients actually understand. Brooke, you want to talk about the life and long-term care aspect after Utopia, or?
Yeah, we can, just quickly. So know that you can go right here based on the data that you already input. You can click right on tab 7 and illustrate somebody passing away. Now, this is going to show the death benefit needed in order to protect the remaining spouse. It's very, very helpful. I know arriving at death benefit amounts sometimes takes a lot of number crunching, and so this does all of that, like I said, for you. Okay. Now, tab 8 is going to do the same thing. It's going to allow you to look at what if somebody enters a long-term care facility. Now, statistically, we know that 1 out of every 2 people statistically are going to enter a facility. So we show them just that. Gary, here's what it looks like if you go in a facility. Here is how this is going to affect Jenna, and then vice versa. It'll show you the amount as far as daily benefit that they need to purchase in order to protect against that cost. And you can see these costs are amazing. I tell you what, number one thing to blow up a plan, stick a client in a long-term care facility. Huge. The 15 grand a month that you're seeing, that's the every single month cost at Gary's age of 80. Huge. Okay, and then we have all sorts of sequence of returns, market comparison stuff on tab 9. So really, tab 7, 8, and 9 are where you're going to start shooting bullets at the plan and stress testing it. Anything else to add there, Steve?
So here's the deal. This is the whole program, right? We just talked to you about it for 20 minutes, right? You add the assets 1 through 3, right? This is output. You got to make number 6, Utopia, look terrific. 7 is Utopia with death, early death. 8 is Utopia with long-term care facility costs. And 9 is Utopia with adverse market movement. That's the plan. So tell me, how do things change? If you do this over and over and over and over again, you got to become an expert in the software within a year, right? 4 or 5 times through, you become totally comfortable. You're going to start liking it. You're the answer person. And that's the difference between our software and what else is out there. We're amazed at, it's called user interface. In other words, what does the software look like, and is it understandable? And it's so compartmentalized where you know, one tab doesn't talk to the next tab, or you have to go here or there to find something. All you got to do here, right, on tab number 6 is just show them the rest of their financial life. And then how you make it better by the moves that you make, by the recommendations that you make right here on the comparison page. And you're looking at 3 charts, right? Not good, better, best, if you remember. Okay? I want to run you through a couple of things here now. We have a client portal, and we have 9 to know. This 9 to know, basically, and Brooke, I have it filled out already, so if you want to talk about it, or I can, we can go through and we can show them how it works.
Yeah, and just quickly, guys, this is a prospecting tool that I mentioned earlier. You can either embed a link on your website, you can email out the link. It is specific to you. Now, every person that walks through this process, it's going to generate an analysis for them, and it's going to notify you that they've completed it. So let's just take a look. It's basic information. You can see here, name, birth date, very, very self-explanatory. We want to know about their spouse if they have one. Okay, and we want to know about their salary. Are they working? If so, input a salary. If they're retired, that's fine too. And we want to know about a hypothetical retirement date. Okay, now when we scroll down to the Social Security section, we want to know if they're drawing. If they've not yet started drawing, we want to know the age at which they anticipate doing so and the benefit that's attached to that.
Now, guys, we had COLA in there, but a lot of the feedback when we came out with this is that clients don't understand it. So what we're doing is we're actually defaulting to the 10-year average. I think it's 1.52. All right, for the COLA. So if you're wondering about COLA, we're kind of putting some defaults in there. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Yep, no problem. And then pension information, you know, a lot of people nowadays aren't lucky enough to have pensions, but if they are, you can build them in right in this section. And then we want to know about retirement accounts. So we can build an account values, any monthly contributions attached to those. And then same thing, we want to know about checking account balances, investments, Roth. You can see the contributions there on the right-hand side. And then we want to know, how do they feel about a rate of return? Next, we want to look at monthly expenses. We're not asking them to do a deep dive itemized budget here. We're just going to use a clumped number. You can work later for that itemized budget. And then last but not least, we're going to ask for their contact information. Now, the minute they click generate, it's going to send, like I said, you an email, notify you. The really cool thing is this report, or this basic information that they input, is going to basically jump in and populate into your professional version. So then you can start doing, you know, the details of the budget, or if you want to build in cost basis on non-qualified assets, you can do that and not have to rekey the file. So this is our 9 to know functionality. We are just charging a flat fee of $25 a month for unlimited links, basically. Okay. Watch here too. If they click on the little click here, it's going to pop up a picture of your face, your contact information, etc. So they'll know how to reach out to you.
So let's talk a little bit more about this. And this is what we, right? So clients are going to be able to play with the software very, very quickly with 9 sections of information, and they see this, okay? And then they come down to this chart and they see this, right? The greens are gone. They're out of money, right? They can't retire when they want to. If so, they'll run out of money in 2060. Okay, so what Brooke's saying is this, watch this. When they fill this out, if we go back to our clients list, okay, and we go to the prospects, there's a file that's auto-created. So everything that they type in here, right, we've actually created a scenario for that. So with the basic general information, right, it's all here and is in a file for you already, and a prospect has been created for you. Okay, I just want to make sure you understand that. All right, so you could be taking this link and you can house this link on your website right here. See it right there. And they overnight they could go and fill it out, and say Brian and Lisa Jensen were the people that filled it out, and you could come in the next morning and you could see this in your prospects list. Okay. In addition to that, right, if you go to your inbox, watch this. So you have a prospect on your prospects list, and now we're going to look at their behavior. Okay, so here they are, right? The first visit was here, right? Where they ran the report 3 times, right? They clicked generate 3 times. They would like you to contact them, and they visited it once. Now, we're still working on this. It's in beta. This is not going to be expired. It's going to be working for 14 days after they try it. Okay? And so you could send a number. They had $25 a month. You just think of it this way. On your website, right, unlimited, right? You do a seminar or whatever, right, before or after you have them fill this out, unlimited. You teach at a college or a university, right, a class on finance, unlimited. You can do whatever you want, and every person that fills it out, a prospect will be created on your list. And then you decide what you want to do when you come in the next morning. They might want to contact, they might not, but you could tell what they filled out and you could see their file. So it saves you a lot of time. Okay, and that's just we've come out with 3 versions of this, and we keep updating it and making it better. So that's called 9 to know, and it works right out of your prospect list. Okay, once Brian and Lisa Jensen become a client, watch this. You could put your clients list next to your prospects list and drag Brian and Lisa Jensen over, and then go back to your clients list, and they will be in that list. See? So it's very, very easy to work with, okay? So that's a prospecting tool. Let's talk about the client portal, Brooke. Let's go into that for a second, and I'll actually open it up if you want to start with that one.
Yeah, let's take a peek here. So the client portal is something that's going to allow you to send not only the scenario and the file that you've built, but any sort of documents, net worth. There's all sorts of stuff that you can just send automatically to the client. They will be provided a link that's sent to them via email, so it's secure, making sure that it's them, etc. They'll create a username and password, and that's going to allow them to log into this interface here. If you have chose to go the branding route, all of this will be specific to your company, your colors, everything. So it won't be Retirement Analyzer at all. It'll look very, again, streamlined with all of your marketing material. So you can see here this DocuTracker in particular is a space where a client can enter and drag and drop files if they're trying to get organized, financially. They can put their will, they can put retirement statements, just anything that they see fit in here. They'll be able to decide too whether it's a piece that they want to share with you as the advisor, or if they just want to keep it private to themselves.
Okay,
This
so
is
that's
their DocuTracker.
yep. And then they have their net worth statement here, right? I mean, it's here, and we're going to give you some dashboard functionality where you'll be able to see this. But can you imagine how good a client will feel if you set up a net worth statement like this and you show them how the assets break down right up until today? Or if we go back, right? What if we could do a beneficiary statement right here? And the software has the power to do this right now, right? Every asset, primary and contingent, every one of them. Right? And then we have totals at the bottom. If Gary or Jenna were to die tomorrow, what would happen? Primary and contingent, dollar value. Just like Brooke said, we're trying to help the client feel totally organized. Well, we're really going to get them organized. Okay, so there's a lot more to come here. This is only a week old, and we're going to be adding all kinds of dashboard functionality and a spot where you, the advisor, and the client can meet in like a webinar type situation or a screen share where they'll be able to, show you things, ask you questions. You can talk about a scenario that you shared with them. Here it is right here, right? And they'll be in it. They'll be able to move these numbers around. It won't affect yours though. But if you decide to give them permission to do it, they'll be able to mess around with these numbers. It's going to change things a little bit. But what we have to fix that is, let's just say that you shared this file with them, okay? And let's say there's $498,251 left. And they make a couple moves and they can't remember what they made. We're going to have a reset button here, right, to just delete all their changes and make it the same version as the 498,251. We're not here to create all kinds of questions for you guys, okay, when they're playing around in their portal. Okay, but you will have the ability to give them a view of this, right? And this portal is going to be looking really good, just the first iteration of it right now. But they can actually get into the software with your branding, proprietary feel. Okay?
Steve, I got a couple of different questions that popped up, so I'm going to throw a poll out here real quick.
Sure.
If you want more information on Retirement Analyzer, go ahead and fill that out for me if you would. But the questions that have come up so far is, can Retirement Analyzer handle the Social Security DI claim and benefits?
What was that? The Social Security what?
Can RA handle SSDI claims and benefits?
Yeah, we can actually do that. That's no problem. We can use the cash flow section to do that. That's no problem at all. Yeah.
All right, and then
disability benefits. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can it be done live so that they are face to face? I think you touched on that real briefly, but can it be done live?
Absolutely.
So okay.
Yeah, the thing that I would say with that, and a lot of advisors are using it like that, but you need to make darn sure that you're comfortable with the software, because there is a risk of, you inputting a number wrong and then the projection being incorrect or something. So, but yeah, tons of advisors actually put it on a flat screen in their office. A lot of them even say that they'll hand the client the mouse and let them click and start, playing with it and making it their plan, and they're very engaged by doing that.
And there's one thing too that you could use when you are presenting too, if you are presenting across the room, is this highlight tool. So if you want to call attention to certain boxes, you can do this. Then you can turn it off when you want. It's up to you. So it's very nice to have when you're presenting. You want to make sure the client's eyes are in the right box, that kind of deal.
Sure.
Yep.
I also got a question here. Can you customize a generic living benefit with different roll-ups and steps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's no problem. Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about privacy and security?
Yeah, we we actually work along with a company called Rackspace. Basically, I'll tell you a little bit about our penetration test that we just had, probably about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, and we will have one every year. Okay, so security is very, very important to us. So the penetration test that we had, they put out all these bots and they try to get inside your program. Okay, over and over and over again. It goes on for 3 days. And we got a report back with basically that they were not able to get into our software at all. We had 3 minor adjustments that we had to make, okay, that took us 20 minutes to fix. And we have a clean bill of health when it comes to our penetration test. Again, we will have that every year. Okay, with the client, the DocuTracker that Brooke was talking about, 256-bit encryption, which is totally accepted throughout the industry. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Okay, so we're going to test and test and test as we push more and more functionality out to make sure none of our doors are open to, and which creates the possibility of getting hacked. We've never been hacked before, and it's of the utmost importance for it not to happen. And that's really.
If anybody would like a copy of our security policy, just shoot us an email, info@thomasgold.com, and we'd be happy to share that with you.
Yep. And Marcus, let me just say one other thing too. So if you want to talk about that, and this is what we were talking about yesterday, let me just say this to you. Like when you go into this client portal stuff, okay, the big concern we have, and this will tell you how security is so important to us. What happens if you're in the client portal and you're in the DocuTracker and the client's brought over 2 or 3 or 4 or 50 documents and you decide not to work with the client? You just like all of a sudden the relationship sours or whatever. You know what our major conversation was for 4 hours yesterday? How do we make sure that we get the client's documents back to the client and get them to sign off that they're okay and they have them all? This is what we talk about, okay, this kind of stuff. So it's that important to us. We don't want, because the relationship sours, we have to make sure the client gets all their stuff back. And that's the kind of things that we worry about. So I hope that makes sense with, it's very, very important to treat people the right way and make sure they're secure. So I just wanted to say that.
And the other question that came in is a gentleman, I think, runs a group, but he said, as far as the cost, is the cost a one-time cost to the advisor or per user cost?
For which portion?
I didn't hear you.
Are you going to answer that, Marcus, or?
Well, it's a one-time cost to the group. We can get you access, or the group access to the basic software itself. So that as long as you're contracted through insurance agency marketing and doing business with us, we can certainly get the group access to the software itself. So I'm going to go ahead and close out the poll and let you guys continue with the DocuTracker you were talking about.
I think we're just about done. Yes, if you give me results.
Yep. What is the boot camp like, and how long is the class?
Okay, let's talk about that. So the boot camp, we do 4 a year. We did just close out Phoenix, so we have 3 events left for 2020. It's a day-and-a-half training is what we've been doing. Steve and I right now are kicking around the idea of making it a full 2-day training. And for the first 3-4 hours, that would be a more basic, be touching the key type of training, and then we'd roll into the advanced portion. Just because a lot of people coming to this class are maybe brand new to Retirement Analyzer, others are, 500 clients in the program. So very different levels there as far as attendees go. I think the thing we're hearing from people across the board is it's refreshing when you come to this event. We're not talking product. There's not carriers there. We're literally, you bring a laptop and you get ready because we're running through all sorts of case studies. We're looking at numbers and what to deliver to the client, how to pitch it, sort of thing. But it's really not product driven, it's concept driven.
And let me just say a couple things about it too. We're going to put you through the test, okay? So in other words, we'll show you how to use the software, but then we'll role play a little bit, and we'll ask you, like, well, what are you going to do here if the client says this? And what are you going to do here if the client says that? And what if they don't like your solution? What are you going to do? What's your next solution? See, so I think coming out of this thing, okay, not only are you going to learn how to use the software, I think you're going to become a better advisor. And it's not just because of what Brooke and I are saying. We have a class of 30 people, and you'll hear it from everybody. Everybody's going to work together to basically, become better. And I think that 12 hours that we spend together is time well spent, and we make sure of it. It's intense, okay? A lot of times we'll do a working lunch, okay? We pay for the breakfast and lunch. It's all included in that for a reason, because we want you guys to stay and get the most out of it. But we're going to put you through the test, and we'll ask you questions you might not have thought of. And I think that's where you become more comfortable with it and using the software and showing different scenarios and things like that. So much different than what you would find in another, like with an insurance company or something like that. All right. It's no product at all. It's just process. Okay. Hope that makes sense.
It does. If anyone has any other questions, please feel free to go ahead and type them down in the box. But again, do appreciate your time this morning, Steve and Brooke.
Our pleasure.
I will go ahead and launch one more question before we wrap it up this morning. If you'd like more information on insurance agency marketing, again, to gain access to the software, if you are contracted with our core carriers here at Insurance Agency Marketing and writing business for us, we do pick up the cost of the software to help you, help your clients achieve their financial goals and their retirement dreams. It is a great tool. Like Brooke and Steve have allotted to, that it is not product driven. It's conception driven, and really from an overall standpoint covers many different bases, whether it's long-term care, life, or annuity needed. It helps address all those different needs at that point in time. So it doesn't look like we have any other questions at this point in time. So Steve and Brooke, I certainly do appreciate your time this morning. I do appreciate everyone joining us this morning, and I will look forward to following up with each and every one of you after the webinar this morning. So hope you all have a great day, and again, thank you.
Thank you, Marcus.
Bye-bye.
Yep, bye-bye.